Welcome to this part of our training. In this part, I'll be showing you how to set up your workspace for creating and editing your document. So I believe at this point you've already downloaded and installed your WPS application. That's if you don't have the app before now. And next, we're going to launch the application. So just give it a minute to launch. Now, if you notice, my data is not on because it works offline. So we'll go to create. Okay, we'll click on create. So this plus icon here, or the create, when it shows create, you just click on that, and then we're clicking on this doc. Okay, now this application, you can use it to do other things like create PowerPoints, create PowerPoints, sorry, PowerPoints, like you can see here, right here. You can create Excel documents, and you can even create PDF. But some of these features, like the PDF parts, you can only use it when you've activated the pro version. That's the paid version of this WPS. And then these other options as well, even scanner to scan the documents and then edit it. So all these are other advanced features, but this particular ones, you can use them even with the free version of this WPS. You can use them. So we won't be going into this part of the training. Okay, we won't be talking about this part because this is way out of the scope of our training. So we're focusing on documents. So I'll click on this document and then launch it. So for us to set up our page, we'll need to click on the blank. Before we click on the blank, you will notice other documents on my screen here. Now, all these things you're seeing right here, this right here, all of these you're seeing, they are all templates. Okay, all these things are all document templates that they've created for you. Okay, these are document templates that they've created for you. So this template helps you to edit documents with ease, so you don't have to start setting up everything from scratch. You can just use any of these templates to create a document. So by the time you're done with this training, you'll be able to utilize these templates to design any document of your choice. So we'll focus on creating a new document right now. So we'll click on this part. Okay, blank. So we're creating a blank document. Now we've launched our page. Okay, so this is what your page looks like. Now I want you to note something. You see this icon right here, this right here. Please make sure that it's not checked. Make sure it's showing is dark, it's not blue. If it's activated, it gives you the mobile view. Okay, if you notice the right up there, see mobile view. Okay, now I've deactivated it from mobile view now, so it's showing me editing view. So this is the editing view. So when you're working on a document, this is editing view. So when you're done working on a document, if you click on mobile view, it will compress the document to fit in your mobile screen so you can see everything. Okay, so but if you're editing a document, please always leave it at mobile view, this editing view. Okay, so you can see everything. Now if you notice at this part, you see something that looks like a right angle symbol. Okay, on this part, and this part, those things are not your page margin. Okay, those things are your page margin, clearly showing you where your page starts. So from this part going up is your top margin. From this part going up is your left margin. From this part going up, top margin, this is your right margin. This is bottom margin, this is right margin. So it's showing the distance between your margins, your top and left margins, the different margins. Okay, so when you do your page setup, you notice that. So when you're working a document, your document cannot exceed this margin. When you're seeing these things, it won't get past any of these parts. Okay, because that's the margin, the parameters, the area which your document is supposed to be created on. So they can't go beyond that part. So if you're working on a document and you want it to go beyond that, then there's a way you can do that. So for you to do that, you need to do this. We'll click on this part, and then we'll go to insert. So we'll have to scroll through these options over here. So we'll scroll, okay, over here, and then go to our page setup. Scroll up to where we have page setup. That's over here. Click on that. Now every basic document, the most basic document size we use is A4. Okay, but when you launch a document at default, whether with this smartphone or on laptop computer, desktop computer, you always have a document at default on letter. Okay, letter size is the default size. So it depends on the kind of document you're creating. You can always change it from letter to A4. Now if you are creating a different kind of document, let's say it's an A3 or A5 document, you can always select that. If it's A5, you select A5. If it's B5, you select. So you notice that on the preview here, as you're changing the document size, that is affecting the preview, because each of these document type affects the size. They are of different size. So you just see the size, the page adjusting in size because of the document type you're selecting. So in this case we're using A4, so select A4. Now for the orientation, this orientation, okay, for the orientation there are two types of orientation. There's portrait and landscape. So most of the documents we create are usually on portrait orientation, but if for any reason you're working on a document that requires you to present it on a landscape, for example you're writing a notice, okay, and most of the notice, for you to make it visible to people, you need to present it on landscape, so that when you increase your font size you have enough space for the document to for the write-up to fit in, so someone can read it from a distance. So for that reason you might need to use a landscape. Well, it depends on what you're working on, so landscape or portrait. So you select whichever suits your preference, your need at the moment. And then the page margin, now you can change um, the this cm centimeter, you can change this to inches. Okay, you can change it from centimeters to inches or inches to centimeters. Now the reason why you might need to adjust this is, if for example you're working, let's say you're a student and you're working on a project, and then your lecturer specifies the page margin you should use, this the margin. So maybe I can say you should use 0.5 inch for your page. The top and the bottom should be 5 inch between, and then for the left and the right it should be 6 inches or 3 inches. So you can actually do that. So how can you do that? You toggle this arrow, see these two arrow you're seeing here. All you have to do is just tap on it and then pull it either up or down to achieve the margin that you want to set, the margin number you want to set. So I'll just do that right now. So let's say we're using 0.5 for the top margin, so you slide it up to 0.5, and then bottom slide it down to 0.5. Then the right margin, slide it to 0.3. The left, you slide it to 0.3. Now you've set up your page now. Okay, now this setup can help you to save space. Okay, now by adjusting this margin you've created enough room for your text, so that where you have more than enough space, and then you save yourself pages, save yourself pages of documents that you have to occupy. Okay, because when you adjust your margin it will reduce the number of pages your document will occupy. So imagine if you were printing a document. If you print 10-page document, it will cost you more. But if you can adjust the margin, when after adjusting margin, you might notice that a 10-page document will be compressed to 7 or 8 page, or even 6 pages. And also your font size too also matters. So that's how to save your set up your page margin. So when you're done with this, you just click on OK over here. Click OK to activate the setup, and then click on that arrow down. Okay, this arrow, you just click on it. This arrow right here, you just click on it to view your screen. Okay, so you've done your page setup. You can see the page margin, you can see the distance between that margin over here. You can see it's very close, it's very close to the screen. Okay, just very close, look at them, very close to the edge, because we've adjusted the margin. So that's how to do your page setup. So in the next tutorial I'll be showing you how to do your text setup. Okay, how to format text, create and format text documents. So watch out for the next part.